Sometimes I get to points in life where I drive myself crazy. And I got to a point this morning where I drove myself crazy. I was scared of people, I was scared of life, and I realized that most of my problems stem from me being scared of things. And I think the way I was raised, I was always raised to be fearful of something going wrong, or fearful that something will go wrong in the future. So I always felt like things were never going to be okay in the present or in the future. Poverty also has a huge impact on that. Even to this day, constantly worried about using too much of things. Like even down to like tomato sauce and peanut butter powder and milk, like oat milk. I can't use too much of things because I'm like, I can't use too much of that because I won't have enough money to buy more of it in this month, in this time period. So I'm always very worried and anal about things. And I'm also scared of people. And I'm also scared of pretty much everything. And so, and then I constantly worry about being the perfect specimen. Always having to do meaningful things, always having to accomplish and fill out every single minute of my day. Because if I don't fill out every single minute of my day, something will go wrong or something won't be right, whatever it is, right? and and then I thought about something. Well, first, when I was extremely deranged this morning and I was very fearful and worried about things, I went into the state of dissolving where I was disassociating a lot, where I was just staring at things because there was no answer. There was no answer for how I was going to get my day done. There was no answer on how I was going to eat at the time schedule I was going to eat at. There was no answer to me having enough time to work out. There was no answer for me being inside too much. I'm also very scared of being inside too much and not being outside enough. That's a very fearful thing for me, to feel like I'm like wasting my life by not being outside enough. Because I think deep down I believe that I need to be outside as much as possible. But sometimes when I'm outside as much as possible, I'm just like sick of being outside, and I'm like, this isn't doing anything for me anymore, being outside. So I don't really know what to do. I think I'm at a point in life where I just don't know what the answer is. And when you listen to psychiatrists, they're like, well, if you're suffering from depression or whatever the case may be, like, one of the main things to do is get a job. But when you have symptoms like, borderline personality disorder, like we do, it's very hard to get a job because of well, for me at least, it is because of the anxiety, the paranoia, the fear that people are after me, or they're plotting against me. I'm constantly scared of people. I don't like to be around people sometimes. Sometimes I'm suicidally depressed. Sometimes I'm homicidal. I often get fired because of my anger or because of my suicidal depression, where I have to start taking days off. They let me go and they fire me for that. And the anxiety of being somewhere at a certain time causes me so much fear and so much anxiety that I just shut down and I start disassociating, and I can't do things. Like, for a normal person, it might take them a half an hour to get ready in the morning. But if I'm so fearful and anxious about getting somewhere at a certain period of time, it might take me 2.5, 3.5 hours to get ready, where it should take a normal person a half an hour. Because, like, I start to disassociate, and I start to, like, lose sleep because I'm, like, so scared of not waking up on time, and I start to become sleep deprived, and that leads to suicidal depression. And I think that for people like us, borderline personality disorder, anxiety disorder, bipolar, schizophrenia, whatever the case may be, clinical depression, it's so hard for us to function like average people that most average people do not get it. And which leads me to something that, one of my friends wanted me to make an entire video about, which was people that are average people complaining and talking about how we're like lazy pieces of crap, and how we're just stealing from the government, and we're on SSI and, food stamps and food cards because, like, we can't. We're just lazy, and we just like, we could work, but we just choose not to. And I don't think those average people realize that the destruction that takes place in our life by trying to be average isn't worth it, because it just destroys us even more. There's certain people that just cannot be average. He agrees with me with the coughing. I'm one of them. I can't be average, no matter how much I try. My ebook, which is in the description, by the way, Amazon, $1, whatever. Um, it is on Amazon for $1. Book is so cool. But one of the things that I talk about in that ebook is the fact that, I often tell my sister that I need like 32 hours in a day because of my dissociations, and the fact that I just drift so much and I can't handle life, and there's not enough time in a day for me. Like, 24 hours is not enough for me. I'm constantly worried about time. I'm constantly concerned about, like, not having enough time. Like, and I don't do that much. And it's just like the fact that I'm always worried and fearful and scared of things and scared of people and scared of time and scared of everything is like, I have, like, written on my wall probably like 2 or 3 times, like, everything is going to be okay. Like, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. And I read that every morning, but no matter how many times I read that, like, there's always just this, like really, like, just this tension and this stress in my body, and I just can't get rid of it, man. I wrote this one thing on my wall today. It's something I learned from a yogi, and yogis, they have this thing called, enhancing the self and dissolving the self. So enhancing yourself is like, I want to be great at this, I want to be great at that, I want to have big muscles, I want to be, famous and significant for, like, being a good baseball player, I want to be the best, that's enhancing the self. Or I want to get a nice car, yeah, and you're attaching your theory of that nice car to yourself, right? So that's enhancing the self, right? So, but dissolving the self is to not be a person anymore. To just be the present moment and not be a person, and be one with everything around you, and be connected to everything around you, and no longer be a person, because you've dissolved that person, you've dissolved the self, right? So there is no person anymore. You've dissolved the person, and now you are just connected to creation in the present moment, and you are all things, and you're connected to all things. So that's dissolving the person. So the quote goes like this: am I doing what I am doing today to enhance who I am? Or am I doing what I am doing today to dissolve who I am? Anything I do today to enhance who I am will always lead to me suffering. From the muscles, to the working out, to getting better at basketball, to rushing around to achieve things, to perfecting the human body, all of it. Everything I do to enhance myself leads to suffering. If not today, in the long run, it does. I must always remember this. So never do anything to enhance the self. Do everything you are doing today to dissolve the self, so you're no longer a person, and you're always the present moment. The only problem with that is, if you stop doing everything to enhance the self, it's going to be much harder for you to attract a mate, a female, a male, whatever. So you just have to give up desiring attracting a mate. You have to give up not wanting to be with a person. And I think that's the fundamental principles of Buddhism, where the Buddhist monks don't even believe in touching women. They're not allowed to touch women. They're not allowed to desire women. There should be no desire within them. There should be no fear within them. But it's really tough to not desire a mate. Especially when all the movies and all the TV shows we watch are about people falling in love and not being happy unless they do fall in love. Or maybe they're happy without falling in love. But there's always that, I wish I fell in love thing. I wish I could fall in love thing. We glamorize falling in love so much in Hollywood. And Bollywood, for all you Indian people out there, holla! If I get any people in the future from India watching. So yeah, if anybody's watching, congratulations. That's cool. If you're not watching, that's cool as well. And if you're from the future, that's totally dope. Yeah, and if anybody is watching, have a great day and enjoy your Thursday. And it's officially October, which is cool, and all is well. And if you are watching, thank you so much. People of the future, thank you as well. And if you want to really read a cool ebook, it's on Amazon. And it's written by Joe Winrow. I don't like promoting my book, but I really do love it. And it's probably the only meaningful thing that I've ever done in my life. Truly, deeply meaningful thing. To help people. To help people understand this. And to better this world, I guess you could say. And these videos, I'm also trying to do that with these videos. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Have fun. Enjoy.